Alright, the top 4 match against AsheDyu. My opponent here have a primarily mythical team, but I come in here with the game plan of just banning out the Yusuke, since he also have a lot of time units. In this first game, my opponent first bans this Liana, and then decides to not ban the 2 other healers. Probably not expecting this TRs over here, so I'm not sure what that accomplished. And I go for the double tank, Landius into Juggler. So here, I'm banning out more of his factions here. So Gizerov can faction buff for the Juggler here, but Gizerov cannot faction buff for this Ashram. Get the D-Lit here, very good support. And get the Rachel here, also another Gospel against more of his debuffs here. And then last pick, one of my 2, or actually 3 healers. One of them gets banned. So here, like before, I can do a lot of good stuff with the Struggler. I can just apply Gospel and then apply a Healing Light. Come forward, Juggler can't really be killed. So here I just push up everything, cast all the buffs. Here I put this D-Lit just outside of range of the Struggler, in case Juggler wanted to go over here and jump, lock down the Landius. I don't want to also have the D-Lit get stuck over here. And here I go for this Attack Blessing on the Juggler. Attack Blessing Juggler can do a lot of damage to even opponent Jugglers. Beast Shock can do a ton more damage. There I go for the Miracle as well. Fully buff everyone before moving in. So here, I move all my units over here. This Juggler, I replace this Juggler's water with this debuff. So if he wants to heal up the Juggler, he would have to remove his own water here. Similarly, I can Beast Shock or threaten to Beast Shock any one of these 2 units, probably the D-Lit with this Juggler. So they go for the Prayer. Dispels their own water, but full heals the Juggler. I get the Breeze here. This D-Lit can do pretty good damage, but again, I'm not sure if I can kill this D-Lit or not. Instead, if I can threaten to kill this Juggler, I can attack this turn. If they want to use the 3C next turn just to put their own Juggler back in water, that means it's not going to have last rites, and then I can kill it with my Beast Shock here, or any other follow-up really. Similarly, if I punish this Juggler with an attack this turn, if they want to heal, I can still use the Beast Shock here against this Juggler that is not in water, and possibly just kill it. So here the struggler is at low health, does not have water. The Steelite, he actually uses a Steelite here to attack. That puts his struggler inside forests and heals it a good amount, but it's still not full health, and it's still not in water. So I go for this very safe Beast Rock with Attack Blessing, but opponent triggers Thorns, and Juggler, well, both of which are Jugglers, gets obliterated in the trade. So bad RNG on my side, I guess. Opponent triggers a 30% Thorns and kills mine for free. That's okay. I still have all these healers, the Rachel, the Deedlit, now against a tankless team. Surely we can do something about it. So here, this Ashram AoE almost takes out this Tiaras. And have a burn here, so Tiaras was kind of threatening to go down. Also got a heal block on Rachel here. There's a mobility down and also a burn here. Thankfully, there's nothing that bad on Landius here. So here, use the Seer of Miracles, try to get the heal block off of Rachel. And was able to get it off. So here I was hoping the Holy Word would actually full heal the Rachel, but instead the Healing Light procs first. So the Holy Word goes to Tiaras instead. And here, I forget to check the debuff, and I'll be buffed, so I just waste this attack blessing completely. Here, Rachel Scythe takes out first life of Ashram. And also full heals the team here. So really hard to lose the match here. My opponent can't really punch through this Landius with all these healers. So it's a slow death from the opponent. And later on, I use a back blessing on this Rachel, and the Rachel finish off Ashram, and then there's the concede over here. Well, that's game 1. For game 2, since I'm player 1, add in this Leonhardt. Just kind of threaten my opponent a little bit in case they want to pick up something like the Guardian Rod or Deedlit. This time I get the Juggler Band. I go for these Landius into Mystery Knight. Again, going for Deedlit. A very safe choice for me against all these debuffs. Go for the Liana, just to have even more security against all these debuffs. And then Attack Blessing for Mystery Knight. So here I think I should have taken Iris just to have more pressure on the Mystery Knight. And in this game, instead of going for unicorns, I actually go for steel wing warriors, which are better at attacking into these mages with very high magic defense. And then this juggler also brought Stone Colossus, so unicorns shouldn't be doing that much damage to these anyways. Well, here, first action, this Ashram already gets +3 mobility. Very lucky there, so Ashram with his AoE and with the rest of his team can now follow up very nicely and threaten with a number of AoEs. So since he has 2 of these long-range AoEs ready, it was kind of hard for me to put this Mystery Knight over here because my opponent could just use 2 AoEs and engage immediately. If I do that, someone is not going to be inside Landius' passive guard range. So here, instead of moving the Mystery Knight on this side, I move the Mystery Knight on the other side, which has forests in front, which actually reduces Mystery Knight's mobility by quite a bit. So here I also give the +3 mobility onto my Mystery Knight. Now Mystery Knight is threatening to kill off a bunch of units here, which doesn't give my opponent a lot of time to engage. So here he comes in with this Ashram AoE, and I wanted to just heal up first, since most of these units were kind of blocked off anyways. I don't think this was a very good attack, because Ashram was on forests, had a lot of health with his gargoyles, and as you can see, Dealit was unable to kill off even the first life of Ashram. Instead, if I attacked with Mystery Knight, that might have killed off first life of Ashram, and I can just retreat outside of this juggler's jump range. Now I can attack and then heal up with Dealit. So here, Juggler jumps, attacks the Ashram, and here between Gizerov and the Chloe, I thought I'd kill the Chloe here, the healer, the one healer anyways, which leaves them with this Gizerov, which was actually quite a mistake. And then I retreat, since I was unable to block off this forest tile with her reduced mobility. Here I get a bit greedy with this Mystery Knight move, because I saw this Bozo here, and the Bozo was kind of threatening to use AoE if I move a unit into this forest block. So that's why I didn't really want to put a unit here, but then that also opened my Landius to the Speed Shock. And after using the Speed Shock, my Landius will get stuck here, and the Bozo will be able to AoE anyways. So this is my big mistake over here, where my Landius gets locked down, loses a life here, and the rest of my team is now unguarded. If I just move the Mystery Knight onto that forest tile, then at least my tank will still be able to guard against this Ashram. And then thanks to my poor positioning of the Sky Archers just died to the ultimate construct, since Landius was unable to guard it. So here, Yaris just goes down to a 2-move attack from Ashram here. Unfortunate. And then here, my Landius attacks into the Juggler, doing very little damage to the Stone Colossus. So you should level up those Stone Colossus. They're actually doing quite a bit. Here, because my Liana did not bring a regular heal skill, I was unable to heal up the Mystery Knight. So Mr. Knight goes down to a regular Bozo attack. Here my opponent, instead of using Triton, uses just a regular attack, which leaves this Ashram unguarded. So using the opportunity, I take out the Ashram with Landius. So here, since I knew that Deedlit's regular attack or Deedlit's Elven Aura attack does pretty much the same damage in melee attack and in ranged attack, I just went for the ranged attack. It actually dealt so little damage, it was quite surprising. Here I act again the Landius just to pop the sleep this turn. Here, at least thanks to the Templar Knights on Liana, she can take quite the hit. So the attack from the constructs wasn't able to do that much. The attack from Bozo wasn't able to do that much either, but Liana, having a reduced mobility here, just gets stuck here. And I wanted to attack the Juggler with my Deedlit, but I was unable to. There was simply no places where I can melee attack the Juggler, and the Juggler is not magic guarding. So I was forced to take out the construct here first. Here I make attack. Deedlit can probably take out one of these units, now that Juggler is not guarding. So this is a nice block. Liana with Templar Knights have really reduced mobility, and with these being mountains here, can't really get out. So Gizerov loses 1 life from this attack. Summons the construct. Just in their sleep. And this construct takes out Landius. So here, I lose the second game. This game's third game, we're going with the same strategies here. Second pick Gizerov, I second pick Delit. There's a Bozo follow-up. I take the Yusuke to back faction buff for the Delit. Just give them the Liana here. It's not that good on player 1. And then I take this Ashram. Or Smash, just in case I want to push the juggler route. So again, on this map, I'm putting the Landius in between the 2 pillars, putting my units here at the front and back, in case my opponent wants to be engaging early. But here, instead, they just use the Act again to get more buffs onto this construct here. This also shifts the turn priority. So in a few turns, this Liana can use Act again to a better effect. So here, not a whole lot happens here, I'm just waiting for the opponent to engage. But they use these Sea of Miracles just to refresh the Triton cooldown, so they can cast Triton again. So looking at how they can engage now, I just back off, let them double move, and then push up the Ashram here just to sort of pressure the opponent again. Now because their Delit used Sea of Miracles earlier, they were able to re-faction buff. Now they're fresh with faction buffs, while mine are kind of just running out this turn. My Gospel here also runs out on the Landius. So they choose this really good time to engage. Going in here with a sleep. So here I have to take a full team Earthquake. Kind of was forced to. Not much I could have done, which is really well played by the opponent here. Since my D-Lit here used to act again was unable to act again, my opponent didn't really want to put any of the units into attack range, where I could attack them with a Elven Aura here, and just put a Constructor instead. So they blow up the construct, and then moves out of D-Lit's range, forcing me to move the D-Lit over here. So both the D-Lit and my Yusuke here couldn't really do anything this turn. Now they go for the Beast Shock onto my Landius. Disables the guard. And this Ashram still have a ton of debuffs here, including heal block, so hard to use the Ashram at this point. But then this Beast Shock did separate his own team from Juggler, which is guarding. Now he isn't. So I go for this route just to kick the Juggler away and also to stun it. He triggers Thorns. Thankfully my Landius does not die to the attack, but he is pretty low health here. So here a mass heal, bring the Landius back up just a little bit more. Also get rid of the heal block on Ashram at this point. They go for the attack on D-Lit, and also this attack on Landius' Templar Knights, which hurts the Gizarov a lot more than it did to my Landius. There's a ranged attack Elven Aura just so D-Lit doesn't die. Also the heal went to Ashram. Here the D-Lit attacks into the Templar Knights, does decent damage. The good thing I have the Healing Light from TRS. This Ashram takes out the D-Lit with Attack Blessing, not surprising. Here Yusuke was out of transform and makes a very pointless attack. D-Lit goes down, at least that heals up the Yusuke here and enrages him. And at the start of turn, I take out Disposal. Pretty sure my Kiaris here didn't have any heal up available, since she only has Mass Heal, Attack Blessing, and Miracle, and all of them should be on cooldown. But my opponent makes this attack with this Gizarov first. If you look at my health here, Landius have 7545 health on his main unit. And after combat, I'm pretty sure this Landius got healed up more. So 10,570. So Landius actually got healed up by 3k health, or yeah, about there, from this Gizarov attacking. And with that heal, Landius was just barely able to survive this construct attack. Now I don't have a heal, but I look at this Juggler, it doesn't have anything left anymore. So I was thinking about running away, but instead, why not just heal up by ramming into Juggler? So I do that, heal up. They use Triton. We can transform this Yusuke again. And have Attack Blessing, might as well use it. I make another attack onto the Landius here, And thanks to the Templar Knights, this time saving the Landius does not go down again. So, Yusuke punches down the dog. And here, opponent couldn't really take down the Landius. And with all these units still up, opponent concedes right around here.